ang dede, gagawin niya. Hindi. Ano ba niyan? Yan.
How we got to this point. So as we look at those brackets, we see 5. That is some impressive stuff. I am looking forward to this game. Can they win 4v5? Well, let's hope it doesn't come to that. Let's hope that nobody has that sort of an error. Of course, you can't use a save game for something like that too easily. So we'll see if we can have a nice, smooth, clean fight. But yeah, this is the new sort of kings of Dota 1 in the Filipino scene in Pacific Emax. They won the last GST back in September. They won 2 before that. I believe it was... I think they came in 2nd place in July, they won in August, and they also won in June. So they have either finished 1st or 2nd pretty much every GST for the past 5 months. That is kind of insane. Mineski has not done well at all in GST as of late. They have really struggled, but that doesn't matter now. They're here in prime position. If they win Game 1, I feel they'll be in great shape to take this series. Whereas for Emax, if they jump out to a quick 1-0 lead, they're going to be feeling very confident. This first game, ever so important for setting the pace and the tone. Pretty strong hero. It worked for Mineski. They used it before. When they used it before, it was Bimbo playing as the 3 position. Can you imagine? That's something Mineski has picked up. Is that the Drow Ranger just gets ganked constantly. Maybe not in the laning stage, but after that. They have a lineup that can do that kind of damage to her. They have tons of burst damage, tons of lockdown, tons of single target, which is what you want to shut down Drow Ranger in the laning stage. But let's introduce the players for this game. I want to do it properly, not using the scoreboard if possible. It looks like we may need to, well, have a reconnect of some kind. No? Are we good to go? Yes, we are. Okay, over on the side, who do we want to start with? Let's start with Pacific Esports. These are, you're newer. They're not really a new team by any means, but they're a bit newer than the Mineski brand. That is ancient as far as Filipino Dota 1 goes. We have Bayabus, the star carry player for this squad. He's going to be on that Drow Ranger. This is a fan favorite, to be sure. I know it's a god's favorite as well. NMA, the captain, he's going to be playing, or at least the drafter. He's going to be playing the Rubik for this squad. We have Don on his support. Jakiro looks like he bought the courier. Solo mid, it will be Hug on the Dragon Knight, looking to apply some angry hugs towards the enemy team. And last but not least, we have Chen, or CHN. I don't think it's Chen. I think it's just CHN. But CHN playing the Darks here. This is a scary lineup. And the Drow Ranger pick, I still think the Magnetar would have been pretty sick. But this does give them a little bit stronger laning stage. It gives them more damage as the game goes longer. And the nice thing about Drow is I think her True Shot R will actually buff up the Dragon Knight when he's in ranged for him. So in that sense, it actually is a decent combo. Well, as we finish the unpause, let's introduce the rest of the players. We have Captain Bimbo. Jade, he's playing the Bat Rider, and he was saying that his stomach is bothering him. He wanted to get these finals underway. Let's see if it affects his play. We have the stand-in why. I have not been able to find out much information about him. Apparently, he has played for sort of a second tier, but not a top team in the past. Action breaking out on the bottom lane, though. Will this really be a level 1 first blood? It looks like it will be. Woots is taking a lot of damage. Woots, don't do it. Woots will fall. There's your first blood, and now everybody else first back. You just cannot trade hits with a Drow Ranger at level 1. Yeah, that was too much. And that's not a good start. They are offensive tri-laning. You do not want to give up a first blood like that. And, well, we see Bayabus not on a signature hero. We saw the hate towards Bayabus, or not towards Bayabus, towards Woots in the drafting stage. We saw his Earthshaker, his Sandgate, and his Chen all get banned out, so he's left with this Crystal Maiden. And that is just not a Woots signature hero. But yes, on the side of Mineski, we have Oa playing the Windrunner. We have RR going to be on the Skywrath mage, so it will be a support Skywrath mage, not the solo mid. This is a tri-lane support. I saw this before. It worked as a safe lane tri-lane support. I'm not sure if it works as an offensive tri-lane one, but we'll see. Of course, Woots on the Crystal Maiden. And I think that covers everybody. Yep, why the stand-in? He has played really well. He may have not played for top teams before in the Philippines, but he has played like a champion. He has played, I mean, he's been one of the top players in this event. I would say Oa and RR have been the 2 standouts, and then after that, I would actually say Y has even played a bit better than Bimbo. which is saying a lot. He's been very impressive so far. Of course, it is a team game in the end. But yeah, let's see how these lanes develop. We have Rubik, Drow Ranger, as well as Twin-Headed Dragon, a triple ranged lane. So that you're going to notice True Shot are skilled up. Plus 13 damage for Drow Ranger, only plus 4 for the Rubik, but this will slowly increase over time. And once she hits level 6, it gets a lot trickier. Aggression already from Woots, trying to drive these players back. On the top lane, double Ion Shell really hurting Jay. In fact, this is a lane that I would say Darkseer wins, just because Batrider doesn't have a way to quickly kill those creeps. Certainly a lane that Darkseer will farm in. How are you going to kill Darkseer? You run above him, you try to Firefly. It doesn't matter if you have 20 sticky napalm stacks on you, which, of course, isn't possible. The max is 10. But it wouldn't matter anyway. You just surge away. You'll be absolutely fine. So a good matchup here in the safe lane. Or the suicide lane for Pacific Emax. The mid lane, this is a bit tougher. This is really where Y is going to have to dominate his lane. Because this is the one lane they should have the edge in. It's the Queen of Pain solo mid versus the Dragon Knight. Started with the Quelling Blade, is going to have his bottle soon. Just needs to Fire Breath one more creep. Doesn't have mana to do it right now. Queen of Pain knows the bottle is close, doesn't want to let him get it, but on the bottom lane, the action will break down. Onto Oa they go. Oa does have Wind Run. Not really the hero you want to focus. But with this big creep wave coming in, if they want to turn on that True Shot R, it will affect the creeps as well. They can push. I don't think they want to push quite this early, but a little bit later on, they could look to do so. Also remember that Drow Ranger silence is very potent in tri-lanes. Already she's up to plus 15 damage. Not that much yet, but it will crazy once she hits level 6. As far as the tri-lane matchup goes, Medeski have a lot of burst damage. Their issue is they don't really have much lockdown. They don't have a big AoE stun. They don't have a big AoE stun along the lines of an Ice Path. They don't have a reliable setup ability. Well, they do have Frostbite, but it's just not quite as good as Telekinesis. Top lane, it looks like CI Chen getting a little bit aggressive here, really pressuring that top lane. And this is an issue for Batrider because Bimbo can't really farm. He is getting some levels, but he can't really get as much farm as he would like. He does have his bottle on the way. Well, he can farm, but it's just a little bit tougher because you have to last hit under the tower. And to say he can't farm, he's actually got a bottle, and he's got boots. So he's doing okay, but it is trickier. You're going to miss some last hits, having to fight with your tower for them, and generally not having the best of times. DK, already level 4, despite having some harassment, is going to start to farm these neutrals up, start to pull a little bit back into the game, and he could even look to stack this camp. Not the best time to go farm it, though. You really want to go farm it like at the 3.5-minute mark. Then you can stack it if you haven't killed it yet. Or you can just kill it and then walk away. And then it will be there for you to farm at 4 minutes. The haste rune will spawn top. Meanwhile, bottom lane, the action breaks out. They want to go onto this Crystal Maiden, but she gets inside the trees to safety. They just can't trade hits. This tri-lane Drow Ranger, they just can't trade. Like, it doesn't work. It's kind of insane. Now this is, remember, once Dragon Knight hits level 6, then his lane gets easier because he gets the True Shot R bonus when he's in range for him. I believe he does anyway, he should. Crystal Maiden gets thrown back in, there's your Telekinesis, and Woots once again is going to fall. Pacific Emax, the reigning GST September champions, are off to a great start in this game. They are 2-0. They're getting farm on all their core heroes, really. 23 CS on the Darks here, 17 on the Drow Ranger, even 12 on the Dragon Knight. And on the other side, well, it's going too well for two heroes. The Queen of Pain and the Batrider are both farming exceptionally well. Bimbo, in spite of what I thought would be a tough lane for him, he's actually the lead farmer for his team. He needs to be. Bimbo needs an early Blink Dagger. They're going to need a bailout in this lane. They need that Batrider to get active around the map. In comes Rupik again. They're trying to bait out the Wind Run. The Wind Run hasn't been used just yet. I don't think so. Now she's thrown back in the air. No, it has already been used. That's an easy kill then. Well, there you go. A fleeting power shot. Meanwhile, in the top lane, it looks like Bimbo actually did find a kill on Darkseer. Wow, that's not something you expect to see. Must have had a lot of sticky napalm stacks up before. And look, once the Dragon Knight is in range form, it's just so hard. 66 plus 11 damage. Which 10 damage might not sound like a lot, but it is. Oh, he doesn't have mana, or he could have gone on the Queen of Pain. In fact, whoops, or Y is too many W's. Y was actually thinking about getting aggressive there, but that would not be a good play. He will be doing some bottle crowing. The bottle has been redelivered. Now it's going to be used to check the rune. It's empty, and unfortunately the rune spawns top. Wonder what it was. We'll find out soon. So if we take stock of this game, Pacific Emax definitely winning their tri-lane. We're actually gonna. They've also. They're losing top, but it's a hero that can afford to die. Darkseer, no big deal. He can just throw Iron Shell on these creeps. he can actually look to get aggressive against the Crystal Maiden. Was thinking about doing so. So Dark's still losing the lane, giving up 1 kill to Batrider, no big deal. He's still getting a lot of levels. Middle lane, Dragon Knight, farming not amazingly, but decently well. But bottom lane, this is the real trouble, is they're destroying this lane. This is where maybe you just leave Oa alone, see what he can get out of the lane by himself, because they are giving up too many kills. Skywrath Mage, we see the weaknesses of the hero. This is what I've seen from him in the past when the Pinoy teams have tri-laned with him. He's very squishy. If you start off hot, then he's great, because then he can just be aggressive, spam his nukes, do a lot of damage. But if he has to run away, he has nothing to help you with. He doesn't have a fissure. He doesn't have an ice path. He doesn't have any spells that let you disengage like a Shadow Demon Disruption. Mineski looked so good in their first few matches. I don't know. I think every single match they had a first blood and were just dominating at least 2 of the 3 lanes. This game, they're losing bottom so hard that I would say they're losing the laning stage. Despite doing slightly better mid and slightly better in their safe lane, I still think I give the edge right now to Pacific Emax, and also because Biabus is getting insanely farmed. Now he's level 6. Plus 75 damage for him, plus 20 for the Rubik. This is a support tri-lane Rubik who hits for an extra 20 damage. That is absolutely insane. Dragon Knight's going to hit for even a bit more. Again, this True Shot aura can be devastating. It doesn't really hurt until she gets level 16. That's where Drow Ranger is going to peak, because that's when she gets plus 60 agility. Right now, she only has plus 15 from the ultimate. It's not as scary. It's still a lot. Actually, I say that. Did they rework it? Because maybe it is plus 30. I think they might have changed it so it's 30, 45, 60. It kind of looks like it, because she's got plus 50 to it. That must be the case. I know at one point it was 15, 30, 60, but they must have changed it to 30, 45, 60. Either way, oh no, it's got that weird mechanic where you get double if enemies aren't near you. Okay, yep, sorry. A little misinformation for me. We haven't seen this Drow Ranger Dota 2. That's mostly what I've been casting, so my apologies for any confusion. But Y has rotated towards the bottom lane. Meanwhile, there's a dive on top, and it looks like Batrider will fall. Oh, overextending his Bimbo. This is something we've seen from him before. He just wants so badly to make the huge plays, but he gives away a kill to CHN, who is able to bait her into the tower, and that is something they cannot afford to give away. Hug pushing this middle lane. Look at it. Even he hits pretty hard. Now maybe gonna look for a kill at Queen of Pain. The ice path comes in. Oh boy, this is Pacific Emax spreading the success of that bottom lane now towards mid. So now that's 2 lanes going very well for them. Drow Ranger needs to be careful, needs to sit back. Even, but at this level, she doesn't have to worry that much. Unless there's a 3rd hero missing, they're not gonna be able to kill her in that suicide lane. Middle lane getting pushed, the tower taking a lot of damage, and it really drops quickly. This is also, just having True Shot R is a great pushing skill. It really helps your team in so many aspects. From the laning stage, later on in the game, if you ever have to split push, the creeps will do the work for you. Just getting you into that early helm of the Dominator into I would like to see the BKB this game. Sure, they've got a lasso to go through it, but just to force them to waste it on you. Then you have Dragon Knight. You have 2 heroes who need to be lassoed. You only have one way to deal with those heroes, which is the lasso. So I think if they do that, they're going to be in great positions. Getting BKBs is pretty smart. Of course, we won't be surprised if we see those Shadow Blades, those Lothar's Edges coming out. Here comes the wraparound from Anime. He wants in on his kills. He won't find them though. There's your concussive shot, slowing him down. It's okay for running away. I mean, it's not useless. It's just not ideal. It is going to be a Shadow Blade, and an early one at that for Hug. He's farming quite well. Score 6-1. He's going to have this one real soon. Lifesteal is up now. There's your Helm of the Dominator. Almost plus 100 damage. Look at the tower. Pacific, their carries just split push so damn fast. Their solos so good. And look at the play by Hug. Stuns Y as he TPs into the tower. Now TP. Now blinking forward is Y. Is their TP scroll on this Dragon Knight? There is not. He might fall to one more blink scream ult, but they're not going to attempt it. Oh no. Hug is about, I think he's got a Shadow Blade. Oh no, sorry. 900. Alright, here we go, bottom lane though. They want to go to Guys, it's been a long day. Sorry if I sound a little silly at times, but hopefully you understand. They go into OOA. OOA, dropping low, will be picked off. Again, this is when you run an offensive tri-lane. You have 3 heroes that get shut down if you lose that lane. Even though your 2 solos did pretty well, they didn't crush their lanes. Queen of Pain didn't kill Dragon Knight. In fact, this Queen of Pain that died eventually to the supports rotating in. So because they didn't dominate their 2 solo lanes incredibly hard, and they lost the tri-lane incredibly hard, they lost the laning stage. And once they lost the laning stage, well, life just got really difficult because the split push into Pacific Emax is so powerful that you need 3 or 4 heroes ganking every single lane. If you leave a lane empty, Dragon Knight's gonna push it, or Drow Ranger's gonna push it, or the supports are gonna push it, or they're just gonna farm, and they're happy to do that. This is gonna be a big kill if they can pick it up. Hug is in a lot of trouble. He dies right before the Shadow Blade.
Anuan mo? Wait! Ako yung sinatyaga ko yan. Yung pag ayaw kumani, wala na. Bigyan mo tubig to.
Oh, that's going to set him back a good minute or two. That is a pretty significant victory. Meanwhile, on the top lane, in goes the Batrider, wants to bring down this pesky Darkseer. Surge away and will be able to escape. This is how the matchup should go. As long as Darkseer doesn't get too many stacks, CHN should really never die solo to the Batrider again.
Oh!
Blink Dagger is up on Jay, although I believe he just revealed it. I have to say, Biobus's control on the Drow Ranger has been a lot better than the other players I've seen so far using it in this tournament. He hasn't been getting caught out. Obviously, credit to his team for keeping him safe, but this is also Biobus. This is one of your top solos in the Philippines. This is one of your premier carry players from the region, and he's showing why. He's getting a lot of farm, but more importantly, he's just playing safe. He's not getting caught out of position. This is not a hero that you can go for spectacular tower dives on. This is not a hero that can run away. So in order to avoid dying, you have to be in the right spot at the right time. You'll see when the lane's not safe, he stays back. He waits for backup. When the lane is safe, he's got the wards up here. He can be aggressive, and that's exactly what he'll do. I'm not sure what Y has in mind here. Stacking the enemy ancients.
A player's forces
okay.
are under attack.
This is pretty much... Oh, is he trying to block the stack? I'm not sure, but I don't think he saw the Centaur from Biobus. He just stacked the enemy ancients. That is rather interesting, because they have a hero who would love to farm them in Drow Ranger, as well as the Dragon Knight. That may have been a bit of a mistake. Maybe one of those Woe-Dota funny movie kind of moments. Here we go with the big wraparound, though. They want this. They want to keep the pressure up on this bottom lane, because when they get kills, again, they get towers. Power shot was stolen. They telekinese the Windrunner straight up in the air. Now the Ice Path will catch her, hold her in place. She will be able to Windrun. Nope, it wears off. Sorry, she was already doing it. Now the Batrider blinks forward. Wants this Rubik. He's going to have his ult off cooldown, so he may be able to steal Lasso or Firefly. Macro Pirate discourages the chase, but Bimbo ain't afraid of nobody. He's a big, bad Bimbo on the move. Does he have a Flame Break? He doesn't. And Biobus will live. A Windrunner who is getting more levels. Trading for the Rubik, not really a bad trade. Not ideal, but they'll take it. It's okay.
Player's forces are under attack.
The good news, though, we finally get to see that Mystic Flare.
A town is under siege.
It will be. At long last, it's going to be that Skyreth Mage hitting level 6. But just look at how Pacific are playing. Now they've got the Lothar's Edge up. Dragon Knight, now it requires Dust and Sentries to bring him down. There's no track. There's no amplified damage from Slardar. So it gets more expensive to gank him. It also gets harder because obviously he's faster. And if you don't kill him quickly, then he can turn around on you and bring you down. They're also about to have a pipe up on CHN. Because they had a good laning stage, their mid game is just so potent. Mineski, their lineup looks great, but this is more of your traditional Dota 1 kind of lineup. This is a lineup that's very vulnerable to the Drow pick, to the split pushing power that she brings. She turns your entire team into good pushers instead of just being a good pusher herself. Rubik, though, is going to get picked off. In comes a Shadow-Bladed Dragon Knight. There is a Sentry Ward here, and this should be a Crystal Maiden able to get out safely. In comes another pick. Oh, Darkseer's in trouble. The Shackle Shot not going to latch. Could have been bad. Power Shot dodged as well. Are they really trying to fight this? They do have Ion Shell. I don't know what level the Darkseer is. He's 10. He may even have his wall. He's really high level. Jay is level 11, but Jay is in a lot of trouble. Will be brought down by the Macro Pyre and the Ion Shell. What a nice snipe there. They're fighting without Biobus, and he is still doing so much for them, giving them all that extra damage. Well, maybe not enough, though. But even when they lose a few, which they're about to, he's pushing that tower. We will see that one kill claim. Crystal Maiden gets picked off. But in exchange, Woots dies as well. Woots dies in exchange for Twin-Headed Dragon. So the two supports trade lives, but Biobus is just farming. Again, Pacific can do this all day. They're going to win in the late game. They have the better team fight even, I would argue. Well, this isn't what they want. This they can't afford, but This also isn't going to happen. They need stuns. Even with that shackle shot latching, that wasn't enough. They need the lasso to deal with. Already they're starting to need that to deal with her. Because of her ultimate, she also just has so much armor. 15 armor. Because she gets all that bonus agility from her ultimate. Yeah, I keep on saying Shadow Blade instead of Lothar's Edge. It took me forever to stop saying Lothar's Edge in Dota 2. Now it's going to take me forever to stop saying Shadow Blade in Dota 1. It's really hard to bounce in between them. Stop laughing at me. Stop. But yeah, it's obviously it is Lothar's Edge in Dota 1. Well, Biobus, what does he have? He's got a completed Lothar's Edge. That's a double Lothar's Edge. Well, it can be a risky item if you're behind. I don't think it's always the right choice, but in this game, it definitely looks to be. They're so far ahead that a good Lothar's Edge initiation, you can just kill Oa. Charge in, Lothar's Edge, auto-attack him. If he doesn't die immediately, you silence him, and then you auto-attack him a few times, and he will fall. There's just no getting out of it. Oh man, can you guys believe it? This is only game 1 of Emacs versus Mineski. This is only game 1 of your grand finals, and this is be two teams that I have so many fans have had so much success over the past year or two. Just really impressive. Currently, it is looking good for Emacs. It is looking good for Biobus, and he's feeling pretty strong. He will charge in, but Skywrath Mage is expecting this. There's the silence. Problem is Skywrath Mage doesn't actually have a stun, and Biobus is now finding the moment to strike. He could just do that time and again. Now he's got the level 2 marksmanship. Look at that damage. Look at that stinking damage. Plus 161. What does the Dragon Knight get? He gets plus 65, and he is just going to solo kill potentially. Nope. Bimbo is here. Bimbo wants to turn this one around. Oh, Hug, you thought you could be a man. You thought you could be a Biobus, but there was a big trap waiting for you. Well, we see the difference when Batrider is baiting his teammates when they're setting up ambushes than when Skywrath Mage is, right? Because it doesn't work with Skywrath Mage. It does work, however, with the Batrider. It works beautifully, in fact. And Bimbo keeping his team in the game. They're gonna have to set a lot more traps like that. Still, like, look at their team. Nobody is getting late game items. Queen of Pain. Oh, huge fight breaking out. Whoa, massive engagement. Bimbo flying high over this guy. There comes your 4-staff into a shackle shot on Biobus. And will it be enough? It doesn't look like it. Now trying to run away, getting burnt down by the Agile. 4 heroes dead. Bimbo, the last man standing, trying to flap his wings and get out of here. Will he be able to do so? Blinking onto the Jakiro. Bimbo finds a pickoff. Now he wants to run. Will he be able to do so? The courier delivers something. This should be a courier kill, or maybe not. They just want Bimbo. They're going to get themselves a Bimbo, I think, in a matter of seconds. Firefly ends. He's trapped in the trees. He's got to blink away. He will blink south. And do they know he's here? Do they know he's here? Dark's here, still giving chase. Biobus says, screw it, man. I just want to farm. Oh, man.
A player's forces are under attack.
I think Biobus maybe could have helped there, but he just didn't. He just wanted the creeps, man. Can you blame him? Does he have his Yasha now? I think he does. Well, I talked about Pacific being very vulnerable until they got BKBs. And on paper, in an even game, that's the case. I still think they want them. That way, Batrider, he's got to waste the lasso on anyone who BKBs, or that hero's just going to kill them. By the any hero, I mean either the Dragon Knight or the Drow Ranger. But if he's forced to use it on that one, then the other one could just go and kill their team. For the moment, though, they are probably going to find a pick top. This is potentially trouble with the stun on Queen of Pain. Oh, why? Why would you do that? Why? Oh, no. Gives up a free kill to Hug. Sure, they get the kill on the Dragon Knight, but this Queen of Pain's got to carry for them. Who else is going to do it? Their other solo. And this is the weakness of their lineup that we talked about. They don't have another carry. Like, they have Queen of Pain, and then they have an Awfully Windrunner who got shut down. They have a Batrider who just doesn't scale. Batrider is not a hero that can carry for a team. At least not in a remotely even game, and now Crystal Maid is going to get caught up. Before our eyes, Mineski is collapsing, kind of imploding. Biobus is farming. Boy, does he like his creeps.
Player's forces are
No.
under attack.
Just a bottle on the courier, so I guess he doesn't have his... I really thought he had more gold. I must be going crazy, though. Oh, is there something in the stash?
Gabi na yun, darating.
Aha!
Tanong mo.
Aha, I found it. Mithril Hammer. Okay, he is going for BKB. I thought he might just go straight for Yasha. But yeah,
Wala.
even more damage, even more survivability coming out soon for him. Even the supports are getting items. Arcane Boots, Urn of Shadows up on the Rubik. Mechanism, Arcane Boots up on Don. Biobus's Centaur just stalking. Stalking his teammates around the map. On the other side, it's a bit of a bleak story. This is not good at all. Windrunner might die from full health here. She will. And this is the thing about the Shadow Blades. Once you get ahead, you can just kill anyone pretty much anytime. It was a smoke gank, but it will get revealed. Now they want to go on Jakiro, but in comes the angry Darkseer. He's surged up. He's piped up. Hero Darkseer keeping his whole team alive. Now burning down the sky with Mage. One auto tag from Hug brings him down. Now they want Bimbo. Bimbo will fall. Even the Centaur stomping is triple kill for Hug. And Hug is looking pretty damn scary right now. And again, they are still fighting without the Drow Ranger. This is how Drow Ranger is meant to be played in this new patch. She'll come and fight with you late game, but in the mid game, she farms, she split pushes, she jungles, maybe she goes for solo kills, and she gives you tons of damage. If she's near the enemy heroes, she doesn't give you as much. Her agility is reduced, but when she's fighting safely on her own, not being near any enemy heroes, she just gives you so much damage that she does more by not even being in these fights. Not to mention it keeps her safe and it allows her to farm. This is how I expect to see Drow Ranger played, unless she's changed, unless the patch affects her, or unless the team just picks a lineup that prevents it. But unfortunately, they picked some heroes that you think would be able to gank against the Drow. Apparently the offensive tri-lane doesn't work against her, but if you don't offensive tri-lane, what do? Give her free farm? I guess you try and win your other two lanes, but then you're dealing with one of the scariest mid-game carries. They are trying to do some dewarding on the side of Mineski. It's an interesting problem, how to solve this Drow Ranger conundrum, because she's not like other carries where, you know, if you shut down that carry directly, it's okay. Or if you shut down the rest of their team, you're okay. You gotta shut down her and her team, because she helps her team and she gets very strong herself. It's kind of unique. It's sort of like a Magnus, except she's more of a carry. But they will catch out Drow Ranger. She's got the BKB. She's got the Lothar's Edge. She actually gets pushed back down to the low ground. Now healed up and now charging in. Wants to be manly. Crystal Maiden channels a big ult that actually does nothing. Now Drow Ranger dropping low. Actually, sorry, that's Windrunner, not Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger's fine. The two ladies with bows. And Bimbo still wants back in. And Biobus says, get the hell out of here. Oh, Bimbo. Bimbo's going for the Aegis Jack. He wants this Aegis. They have a double Aegis Jack on the way. The team's got to be in position. They've got to be prepared. And the courier is scouting things out a little bit. He's going to go now. Here comes the Firefly. He blinks in, but Drow grabs the Aegis. Now Bimbo's going to pay for his insolence, or maybe not. Drow Ranger drops low. Aegis immediately used up. And now on to Don. Is Bimbo really turning this fighter out by himself, blinking forward, juking away from everyone, but Twin-Headed Dragon's still alive. Bimbo Dota for you, but just not quite enough. Oh, man. In the end, he got Don. He got the Twin-Headed Dragon. It was a bold play. I guess the reason they backed is they were forced to deal with this Dragon Knight top. He's got his BKB on the way, I think, but it's not there yet. Do they really chase this? Do they really try and chase this? This is not happening. This is the problem with that Lothar's Edge Dragon Knight. If you don't have stuns, then it's just a great item. And by stuns, I mean a lot of stuns. You need to be able to chain stun him, otherwise he's too fast. He gets more move speed from his dragon form. He's obviously got the move speed bonus from the Lothar's Edge, from the boots, and it all multiplies out in a way that makes it very hard to actually chase him down. Middle lane, Darkseer pushing that Force Staff up on him. That was, I believe it was the Force Staff from CHN that kept Biobus safe in that fight, so he deserves all the credit for Force Staffing Biobus to safety, not keeping him stuck up on that cliff. I thought there would be a BKB by now. Did they lose their courier? They might have lost their courier in the middle of that. Well, maybe not. I thought he was closer. Yasha is up on the Drow Ranger. Now it's just time for the big damage items. And also, I want to point out, she's about to hit level 16. And over the next 3-4 minutes, maybe 2 minutes tops. And once she hits level 16, she gets just so much agility. This is where she hits her peak. Actually, in this game, she just keeps on getting stronger, but she will get caught out. That BKB doesn't do any good for you if your chain's done like this. They need backup. They need the Dragon Knight here, and he is here. In he comes with the splash damage down the BKB. That is one huge dragon, and he's just chopping and dicing, slapping, and oh, they're all just dying. They can't stand against this dragon. That's what I talked about with the lasso. You can lasso one, but how do you lasso both? Bimbo needs a refresher orb, and he's not gonna get it anytime soon. Triple kill for Hug. This is your dual core carry strategy. This is the counter to Bat Rider, is having 2 carries who are farmed. There's nothing Bimbo can do. It's not even his fault. He needs 2 lassos. He doesn't have one.
Under attack.
And now Pacific just with a massive, massive advantage. They are looking so strong right now. They're showing just... The laning was great. The hero picks were awesome. They're using some of the new heroes, but still incorporating a lot of old classics like the Dragon Knight. The item selection's solid. I feel it kind of came down to Mineski. That first blood, you just can't give that up in an offensive tri lane. That's too much to have to deal with. But in middle lane, they are going to go on to Y, and Y is going to melt and die. Y has looked really solid all tournament long, but has showed some real questionable decisions in this particular match. The ultimate thrown down from Skywrath Mage, I believe that was dodged. Does the enemy actually see that? Because if so, well, that makes it pretty hard to land, I gotta say. I don't know, I haven't actually played him in Dota 1. But either way, Crystal Maiden will fall, and now on the other line of play, it's Bimbo trying to do everything he can. He may kill this Rubik, but is it really enough? He's got to kill the carries, and he's just not able to do so. No, doesn't even kill the Rubik. Rubik somehow still alive. Hug finds another kill. Now they want to focus Bimbo, and as tanky, as mobile as he is, he's still not tanky enough. He's going to drop. The GGs come out. It's going to be game number 1. Going to Pacific Emax, the 3-time GEST rating champions. They jump out to a very convincing 1-0 lead. This is the best out of 3. They are 1 game away from taking home their 4th GEST championship. That would just be insane. That would put them at almost 50% of the championships for this year, and they've been doing it. And really, it's like 4 out of the past 5. I want to say, and the one that they didn't win, that was in July. They came in 2nd place. Even when they're not winning the GEST, they are just so convincing, so close to winning that it's very impressive. Mineski, a few more fountain casts before it's all said and done from Pacific Esports. Biobus and friends are looking good, man. They are. This is impressive and consistent. It will be a 28-minute GG, and I think somebody's got a Mask of Madness just trying to bring these Rex down a bit quicker. It is our Dragon Knight. That's a lot of Frost. So, it seems that Pacific Esports have figured out how to use that Drow Ranger. Will Mineski ban it? Will they find a way to counter it? That's one of the interesting questions. I don't think it's the Drow Ranger itself, though. I think it's the Drow Ranger and the rest of the team. Picking a lot of range supports who still have decent attack animations, picking a carry like the Dragon Knight, who's tanky but also a ranged hero late game. That's where it gets insane. That's where it gets really out of control. I feel it can be dealt with. We saw some of the weaknesses earlier today. You've got to pick the right lineup. You've got to pick a dominant tri-lane, not a Skywrath, Crystal Maiden, Windrunner tri-lane, not a squishy, easily kill tri-lane. If you want to